access the Manassas location. Everybody should have access to that, correct?
Mhm.
Yeah, it should be in all your it should be in your journals.
Yeah, the HQ related, or just the journal.
Well, there's HQ prospects, but then there's the like Fairfax, Fairfax.
Yeah, there's
location,
basic
Leesburg.
interview, Fairfax, Leesburg, Manassas, Washington, HQ, and police.
Yep.
Yeah, we went
So,
to Fairfax and
you-
then Manassas.
You had seen the
Fairfax
location, and you had seen the Manassas location where the incident had happened. Agent Fred McGrath came in, saved your guys' asses after a wrongful discharge of a firearm on private property. So at that point, the liaison, having really questioned the paperwork and signing you guys on after that incident, realized that you guys did sign the release forms and that you already paid your money. So, no liability can be done from the company. So at this point, you guys meet up again with the liaison, and you have two more locations to look at, which are the Leesburg location and the DC location.
I'm not interested in DC at all.
Okay.
Just throwing that out there. I mean, Colin's the CEO. Fuck it.
That is true.
Mm,
But you are also a partner franchise owner, so
Knowing how life,
I think.
knowing how life has treated me growing up, it's still Colin's decision.
hmm.
do you guys like the ambient music just going on in the background? Or
Yeah,
no?
it's fine.
Yeah.
It
Seeing
sets
the-
the mood for me. It's awesome.
Seeing what it's called
Okay.
too made me think about like Conway Twitty, which was a nice little thought trail for me.
All right, so we haven't been to Leesburg yet, right, Colin?
No, we haven't been to I want to go. I want to go to Leesburg for sure. So let's go to
Let's do it.
Leesburg, and then we'll
Do
see
it.
how things feel.
All right. So you guys all get in the rent-a-vehicle of the Ghostbuster liaisons, and you head to Leesburg.
Let's do it.
So this location is fairly close to the Leesburg outlets, which can be a boon or a negative depending on your perception. It's a blank slate. Like if you notice from the from the blueprints and whatnot, it's just completely open. Again, don't worry so much about the square feet and whatnot. They're all roughly about the same size. But the only things that come with this building is large area, roll up, office-ish area, a single bathroom.
Right. There's an air-conditioned space in the front. There's a bathroom, and then
Exactly.
a warehouse.
Exactly. So like
Okay.
everything.
Every
everything-
YouTuber's dream.
Everything is completely blank slate. So you pull up to the front of this location. What do you do?
So we're with the agent right now, right?
Yeah,
The liaison. So the neighbors. Anyone noteworthy down this row of warehouses we need to know?
noteworthy. I would say do a brain check.
Brain check.
Brains.
Great.
He hurt
You know,
himself. in
You guys can brain
computer.
check also, just so you know. God.
I don't
The,
know how brains so easy.
Yeah. So what I would say happens to you, Graham, is like you are intently looking and whatnot, and you just you see nothing of note. You see some shops, you see some whatever, and you're just racking your brain, just trying to find something of note. and you're just
not finding
distracted.
anything.
You're distracted at
Well,
this point. So
I've got
I,
ADD right
for-
now, and I don't have ADD.
I see.
yeah,
I
yeah.
see. I see my brother standing there, staring off into the distance at nothing, and snap my fingers in front of him and say, "Graham, go check the electrical. Go.
Okay,
Just leave it alone."
I guess I got to
Go.
do my electronics again.
it is I, Vigo. no,
If
no,
I'm checking the
no.
electronics again, do I need to do another brains? Is that what that was? Or I have an electronics talent.
You
But
You
check.
do. I mean, have you guys walked in yet? Is anybody else?
Well, he wants
doing
me-
anything
he
else?
wanted me to
Graham.
check.
I told Graham to go in and check the electronics, so that's up to him to where he goes from there.
Yeah. Do you want to go in?
Yeah, I've checked the
Can we check out
electronics. I've checked. I mean, I've checked the maintenance, right, of the building, so the electronic state of things. And I think was that a brains the last time we did that?
It was
No.
electronic.
We allowed your.
My ability.
Yeah.
Good.
So
Nice.
let me double
What
check
did we learn?
something really quick, because you're distracted and trying to find whatever. I'm knocking a dice roll off of it, so I gotta do some math. So
Still pretty solid roll.
yeah, no, it is still a pretty solid roll. You notice nothing. Everything seems to be in working order. You notice that a couple of lights are flickering though, but everything seems to be fine.
So I'm
So,
gonna.
Is
go
the
ahead.
liaison with me,
Yeah.
or am I just by myself? So, I ask you the question: do you know why the lights are flickering, or did the other tenants make any note of that?
No, I mean this thing hasn't been
How old is
you know
it?
the only thing that that was told to me by the landlord is just that he's really pushing for it to move at the moment. I don't think there haven't been any real previous tenants in the past.
Why is he so pushy?
Just because I mean the economy. He just needs. I mean,
am I
sitting
checking-
on property that's not making money is not good business. So.
Am I in the main office area or the warehouse at the moment? Because I know that those are blocked off.
You say where you
Right,
went.
right.
So
I'm
the lights
just,
were
I'm just,
flickering in what room?
I'm
or
gonna
just
say the
generally?
lights were flicking in the. You haven't gotten to the warehouse area. I'm going to say that like in the office area is
lights were
where like
flickering.
the main electrical is for the building, not in the warehouse area.
All right,
But everything seems fine.
cool. Well, I kind of make my way into the warehouse and I flip the lights on because I want to see if the lights are flickering in there as well, and I check that space to see if the electronics are working. Do you
Okay.
need me to roll?
No.
Okay.
Like I said, I mean it's pretty much the same thing. You are
Across the board.
noticing just like
The lights are
again
flickering.
some like weird things, but like for all you know, it could be like dead light bulbs or whatever, or bulbs dying.
Okay.
Like
Is that because you knocked a roll off, or because of the ghost die?
Ghost die.
I ain't saying shit.
No,
I'm just giving you
because
I'm
I'm telling you what
so high.
happened. You just go forward with it. You go
All
with
right,
what
well,
you
that's
know.
fine.
yeah.
Okay.
So I'm
Yeah.
gonna hop out of the car. And
Yeah, the rest of you are still in the
yeah.
car. Like
Yeah.
you guys are just mingling amongst
Jeff
yourselves.
and John just sit there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm in the back
Jeff is
seat.
eating his cashews.
I hop out.
John's in the trunk because that's where he's safe. Right?
I'm eating a handful of cashews. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm feeling a little bit sheepish because of what happened earlier, and I kind of just take a stroll around the block and see what I can see and maybe
Hey,
meet the
hey,
neighbors.
John, try not to shoot anything on your way around the building this time, okay?
Okay.
Do you
I'll
do you
try.
want to? Are you just kind of looking around to look around, or
No,
are you
I'm
trying
gonna-
to find something?
I'm just taking it all in. I'm like using all my senses, my nose, my hearing, and my eyes to get a general sense of the place.
Okay.
like vibe.
I'm gonna ask you roll brains.
Brains.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, good.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I did well.
You
He
see
just-
nothing.
He doesn't notice anything. He just enjoys. He's enjoying the day.
You're just enjoying the outside. It's not raining. Sun's hitting your face. You're relaxed. You didn't get arrested yesterday. Like you're feeling pretty good. You
Life
feel
is
pretty good.
Just
Okay.
spinning his gun around.
This is one of the better days you had.
Well, I was just trying to take in all the like sensory information to see if
Yeah, yeah,
anything
yeah.
tipped me off. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No,
It's too
No.
much.
no. You notice that there are tenants in the in the block. There
Okay.
are vehicles in the parking lot.
I'm gonna follow Graham inside now that I'm satisfied that what I found.
All right.
Now that John walks into the warehouse, I walk into the office.
Okay. I'm gonna allow Colin and Jeff to also kind of make your
I guess,
turns.
I motioned to Jeff to come out of the car.
I
And
come out
to
of the
meet me
car.
outside the building. I look to the agent and I just I ask about the
Oh, you're talking about
Wait.
Fred or
yeah,
or
no,
the
you
Ghostbusters? The liaison.
Ghostbusters,
Okay.
the liaison,
liaison.
sorry. So I ask you about the what's the neighborhood like? What's the safety? Do you know anything about the criminal reports?
I mean, it's Leesburg. It's like the suburbia boonies.
Okay.
And I mean, we are pretty close to the outlets and whatnot, so there is traffic, and seems like a nice area. It's near Percival as well, which is also a nice area. So, yeah, nothing really too crazy or outside of the normal.
I know my brother asked, but what else do you know about the tenants in this area and the building itself?
I mean, anything past what you can see on the signs above these buildings. There's an auto shop down there. There's a caterer down there. It's just other than that, it's just everything seems fine.
Okay.
And whatnot.
Assuming anything else, we'd probably need to talk to the landlord for more detail.
Right.
Okay.
Do you want to check, kind of see if you have any hunches or connect the dots for anything?
Like, what do you mean?
I don't know,
See if you notice anything out of the
Yeah, see if you
ordinary.
notice anything out of the ordinary.
That would be a
I
brain
mean,
check.
everybody seems to have rolled
Yeah.
brains so far, so I'm just asking that question.
Yeah, I might as well. So I just kind of take I'm gonna use roll brains as I take a deeper look into the outside area, outside the building, just general neighborhood shopping
Sure.
center run. Ugh.
Okay.
It's not awful, but it's not great.
It's almost
No,
6 times my
that's-
roll.
So I'm introducing so this is part of the mechanics too. Obviously, I can't whisper you via speech here. So
You
just
can message him on
recognize-
Discord.
Well, message them on Discord. Roll20 also has this. I'm giving this as a big mechanic insight, FYI. Read into it as you will. But at this point, and I'm going to kind of go meta in this, just so we all know how to play. I'm going to be giving Colin information. It is up to him to disclose it to the rest of everybody else.
Cool.
Okay.
What you
I
guys-
won't be announcing this the next time it happens. You'll just see a message from me.
On
Jeff
Discord
is-
or Roll20.
I think Jeff is standing next to me because I told him to get out of the car, so he should probably hear it too.
Right. So,
Just pointing that out. Yeah.
well, you have to you have to actively say, "Hey, like I'm noticing this."
Okay.
And again, Graham and John, as part of the whole
I'm
meta
just in
thing.
the office.
Oh,
he's in the
that makes
warehouse.
You guys-
I get what you're saying. Like I rolled it. You're gonna tell me what I
Oh,
see.
got it.
I say what I
Uh-huh.
see.
I'm just
You
not
see
on,
what you
on
see.
my game today. On my game today.
You're gonna.
Just-
Right.
All right, go for
So-
it.
I'm just kind of
and-
meandering.
And like I said, also, part of it is, there's a lot of PKE going around, especially in the northern and Washington, D.C. area. There have been moments of telepathic capability, but it always ends up bringing something bad with it. So with that storyline, if you meta, so like if John or Graham were to be like, yeah, wow, yeah, okay, what do you think about that? Even though they weren't explicitly told by the character, it's going to be an act of telepathy.
Or like, hey,
And something
you know
unlucky will
something?
happen.
You know something?
Yeah. If you've got an unnatural hunch, if you've got just straight telepathic powers or anything else like that, I'm not going to say that they're not wanted in the game. Just recognize that, like, if you decide to meta, there will be something bad that happens. In general.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So what am I finding out?
All right. I got it. I'm gonna be whispering this on Roll20 just because it keeps chat logs.
Yo, what's up?
So, looking around, what do you see?
Brains.
Just kind of want to see what you're feeling on this now too.
Yeah. You got brains it up.
Oh my god.
Lots
You
of
notice
brains.
nothing.
Bunch of buildings.
Yeah.
It's still double mine.
Jeff, does it
I mean,
doesn't it seem like
last week it's like you guys are rolling friggin' godlike numbers, and now it's just like
Whoa,
Nah,
that is a
I
high number.
rolled really excellently with my electronics, but
right.
my
You did pretty
brains.
good. You were
Unfortunately,
distracted.
you've knocked me because of that one ghost die.
Yep.
so.
You were distracted.
Don't you see anything just slightly weird about this little neighborhood?
No, not really. Seems pretty peaceful.
So
I think I need to go. I think I need
after
to go
John
and
has
talk to-
come into the warehouse again, my whole thing after last week, I've just don't want to be around him at the moment. So it still feels safe. So I walk back outside. I notice John's just kind of like kicking around in the warehouse, just kind of poking around at things. And I walk back out. I walk back outside just because I'm having trouble like focusing today. It's just one of those days, right? You just can't keep your head on it. And I tell Colin, I'm like, hey, I'm just not into it today. I take a seat in the car.
Okay.
I well, I'm visibly irritated. Because my partner just decided to check out in the middle of a property search. But I tell Jeff, all right, man, let's go get John. Something feels weird. I haven't been in the building. I want to go in. Let's go into the let's go straight to the warehouse and just take a look. See what's happening. We walk in, I walk in, I get into the warehouse area. I see John doing John things.
Just checking stuff, looking around. What do I see in there?
So I pull John over. I go up to John. I say, "Hey, so I know outside you didn't notice any. You didn't seem like you noticed anything. But what's do you see anything weird? Have you seen anything weird in the building?"
Yeah, so I'm looking around in the building, in the warehouse. Like, what do I see?
The lights are just flickering because the lights are on. That's it.
Oh, but like inside the warehouse, though, is there anything?
The lights are flickering in the warehouse. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like objects or like shelves or anything along the wall in the middle of the, or is it just completely empty space filled with trash?
Completely empty. I mean, the place
Okay.
looks like it's been cleaned, bleached, like it is clean.
Clean.
It almost looks new.
So it smells like chemicals, like
No,
washing
just
chemicals?
just the fact that it's just so clean. It's like you could almost
Walter
like
White it.
put a doctor's office in here. It's so clean. Like you could perform surgery. Like you're not even seeing dust.
Okay, well,
It
I'm
is
going to
just
turn the
clean.
Holland and be like, hey, this is not like any of the other warehouses we've been to. It's super clean in here. Like, I could probably eat off of this floor. Other than that, I haven't seen anything weird. I mean,
So,
that in
Mr.
itself
Li-
is weird.
All right, liaison guy. What you said? Nobody has been in the like. You don't know of any previous tenants.
No, the landlord hasn't, specified any. We can, we can give him a call if you want.
Do any of you think it's a little weird, Jeff, John? Do either of you think it's weird that we would have a completely pristine warehouse in a park with no previous tenants, no idea how long it's been? I mean, who keeps warehouses pristine?
So I'm out of the car now, and I'm walking back into the office because I'm just kind of like, I haven't noticed anything, and I'm just wondering why it's taking everyone so effing long to look at this empty property.
I mean, it's a little weird. It's a little weird, Colin. But I mean, maybe the guy wants to move the property real quick, so he keeps it clean. It's good business practice. What do I know?
Do you know how old the building is?
The records here say it was built like back in the 80s.
When was the last tenant?
All right, Colin, this is a little odd.
I'm asking
So
the
now
liaison.
I'm in the warehouse now, and I just kind of like, guys, I got a headache. I am having trouble focusing today. Like, the fuck is taking everyone so long?
I just feel, Graham, I'm feeling there's just something not right, and I can't pin my finger on it.
Like, what do you mean?
This location, just looking around outside, I got a vibe, and I'm coming in here, and I want to see if the vibe is it's stronger, the same. Like, I see
What
what's
do you
going
mean by
on.
vibe? Like, explain it to me.
I can't.
Like, do you feel uneasy?
Something feels wrong. Like it's
Wrong,
not normal. Like things like this is not a normal. Like things are not working like normal in this area.
So, like, when we spoke to Fred, if you remember, at this location, not location, but this general area near Harrison Hall and all that, there were loud noises. There was even a hospitalization after someone getting pushed. So, like, the entities out in this area are aggressive, dude. Fuck, did you hear that?
The liaison agreed. It's like, yeah, no, I heard that. I absolutely heard that.
What is that?
Yeah, so I'm intrigued, and I'm like,
Sure.
all right. So now I'm following the noise.
Okay.
What do you need me to roll for?
In this case, just because I played the sound, there wasn't really and there isn't really like a perception check in this game. I'm just going to say it just sounded like it came from everywhere. Like, those noises that like
It just kind of reverberates.
it's real quick. It's you don't know where it's necessarily coming from.
Hey, Colin, pull out your phone real quick. I'm gonna pull out mine. We're gonna record this.
Okay.
We'll analyze it later, whatever. Even if we don't get this property, we're probably gonna be back.
Well, so I'm going to be rolling. So the liaison, is a Ghostbuster in this instance.
Sure.
But he's more of kind of like the business aspect. But one of the biggest things that every Ghostbuster carries. Every Ghostbuster carries.
PKE.
Is a PKE. Exactly. So he pulls it out and is like, all right, I think this is probably a good time to use
because we don't have any equipment.
You don't have any equipment.
So,
yet.
like,
so
me jumping out and saying, "Hey, we're gonna pull out our phones and record this," is not out of character because I
no,
just want to
absolutely not. In fact, the liaison, to get into a little rain, is like, all right, these guys are serious. Yesterday was a little weird, but the fact that they're trying to investigate, even when they don't have any of our equipment, that's that takes initiative. Let me roll myself to see if the liaison gets through it. Whatever. Okay. you definitely like it's definitely registering something, but it is very low energy. The Ghostbuster liaison says like, okay, I would say there's enough PKE in this vicinity to say that this place is haunted, but no more than a class 1, maybe a class 2 if somebody pissed it off, but like it's a class 1 class.
I mean, Colin, you know how this stuff works. The moment that we start moving everything in, the moment we start building, the moment we start doing any kind of renovation, it's going to piss off whatever's here.
Yeah, I don't know how it's
This
gonna
is
take
not.
No,
This is not worth the
I
price of
mean,
admission.
You are
Granted.
Ghostbusters.
granted.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but do we want to fight? Do we want?
we
Do
are-
we want to have to deal? Do we want to have to deal with this in our own headquarters,
So the let me
or
pull
do
up
we
the-
come
I
back
don't
for
have
this when we have our equipment?
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, go
Yeah.
for it.
So this is out of character. So the knowledge I have of like EVP, like prior to this, do I have that knowledge, or is that something that I have to obtain during the game? Like I see them pull out the phones, and I understand what they're doing.
At this point, like consider yourself a little bit like Winston. Like,
Okay.
Colin and Graham have a little bit more knowledge about what's
Okay.
going on, but for all intents and purposes, like
No
you're
more than
like
like watching Discovery or Ghost Hunters.
Yeah, I was
Eh,
watching
eh.
Ghost Hunters, and I know EVP from Ghost Hunters.
right.
Yeah.
Like, anything that wouldn't be considered public knowledge. Graham and Colin may have a little bit more because they've researched the franchise. They've gotten additional information, but for all, like you and Jeff, if it's on TV and you can prove that, you can tell me what TV show it came from at least.
Yeah.
I'll allow it because then it's pop culture.
So I wanna. I'm not in personally. So I tell Colin like I'm not interested in this location, but I'm kind of interested in stirring this shit up. So I start just
Oh god.
yeah. So I hear the laughs, and it's like it's getting to me, and I'm like, I know there's something here, dude. The PKE came out, and I just start taunting.
Okay.
Like I start really kind of going like I want something to happen. We've got a Ghostbuster here with some general Ghostbuster equipment, the liaison, right? With a
You're
PKE,
right.
whatever.
He only has a PKE meter.
That's fine.
But nothing else.
And I've got my phone out and I'm just recording, right?
Sure.
Because I'm just wanting to taunt and I want something to either manifest or something to happen.
Huh? So, you guys had your phones out, when that laugh happened. So technically, you guys recorded it. I need you to pull a roll a cool check.
Well, that's gonna
What-
be
what's
really
your-
bad.
What's your? God dang it! I'm like gonna like close and reopen all
God.
your character sheets.
That's my highest too. That's really crazy. That's like everybody's rolling terrible.
So would everyone roll a cool in this situation or just Colin?
No, because you're the one actively taunting.
Right.
Oh, so Graham rolls a cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Oh, Graham.
And again, all I'm trying to do as well, like I'm taunting. Colin knows what I'm doing.
Sure.
And so like if nothing happens, it doesn't mean it's a last resort. It just means I need more people to participate with me.
Right. You have to change it. Like you can't do the same action again. So if you get more people or you change it up a little bit, then you can roll again. But you have to
Sure.
you have to tell me how it's different.
Sure.
So you roll. That's what you roll.
Yeah, I roll garbage.
Okay.
Well, I rolled a 1d6. So the truth is I did not awful for a roll, but
Yeah. Now, granted, to keep in mind too, unless it's not adding them, I don't think it is.
I don't think it's rolling 3 dice or whatever.
No,
it's supposed to be.
yeah. Well, see, like in this instance, like you have a cool 2, Graham.
Yeah.
So technically, your ghost die is counted
sure.
unless you get a ghost. If you get a ghost, then it's 0, and then you get something unlucky. But if it's a number, you actually add it. So in
I
this
got
case, you rolled a
9.
9. Colin rolled a 12.
Oh.
in that type of instance. So that's what
Okay.
I'm taking into consideration as well.
Okay.
So, Taunt, go for it.
You stupid, laughing pieces of shit. All you're doing is making noise. You're not doing anything to us. You guys are insignificant nothings.
So as you're saying that, lights turn off,
All right, dude.
and
This is what
you're
we
in
want
darkness
so
now.
far. This is what we want. Is anyone
Um,
near a light switch?
Everyone has, at least at this current moment, has a
A flashlight?
-1 to moves because you're fumbling in the dark.
All right. Well, I have my phone on, right? And I just turn on the flashlight feature.
Okay.
Do I see anything in the room as I'm panning around?
Nope.
So I because I turned the lights on before in the warehouse, I start working my way back to the light switch and I start flicking it up and down. Do the lights turn on?
Yep.
Okay.
So the liaison says, like, all right, so we know this place is haunted. You guys are you guys are Ghostbusters. I'm a Ghostbuster. Like, this is, a typical, like, this seems like a very typical class. I'm not going to even say it's class 2 unless it's in the electrical
It's
lines,
like
but
one and a half.
it's well, so classes don't necessarily determine power. It just determines like how they manifest. So
Okay.
class
Yeah,
2s are
this is
like
like a one. This is like a one. Yeah.
yeah, like class 2s would be like a possession of an object. So you could argue that if it
Well,
possessed
it turned the lights off. It moved
right.
the
So
object.
so it did something. So it's either a class 2 possessing, just as like a little bit of technical aspect of it. It's either a class 2 possessing the electrical, or it's a class 1, and you taunting it gave it just a little bit more oomph to be able to turn off the lights. But the liaison is still PKEing it up, and just like there was a small spike, but honestly this thing, unless charged by something psycho-reactive, like I don't see it doing much more than this.
So as we were going over that you saying like psychoreactive and all
Mhm.
that, one of the interviewers that we had, Colin, if you remember, was really good at math. And in particular, and I know I have a bit of brain haze today.
Mm.
So like I'm just kind of like I don't remember who was it, math, was it psycho kinetic energy, something like that. Someone somewhere on the piece of paper that was in front of us as we were doing the interview. I don't remember, dudes, but I know one of them is good at this shit.
Well, we made John our CFO not because he was good at math, so I think it's Jeff.
Jeff, then, dude, we're trying to get this thing to its maximum potential here. Can you do anything to kind of charge it up, piss it off, make it happy? I don't care what you do. Do something. Just don't let John near it with a gun.
I mean,
All right, Jeff, do you commit to that action, or do you want to?
I could try.
If you want to, again, it's your character,
It's your character. You could be like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
or just say fuck off. I'm not doing that. Or you can say hell yeah, let's supercharge this thing.
I mean, I could try, Grant, but
Do it. Come on. You're fine. You're gonna be great.
all right.
So-
Jeff, you're a Ghostbuster now. We hired you for this franchise. The whole point is for us to go out there and learn and catch and save communities. This is what I was feeling weird about, man. This is why we're in this business, or gonna be. We hired you for a job. I need to see some gumption, some get up and go.
Just fucking do it.
So I need you to get up and go. Giddy up.
Not home. What
Giddy
you were
up.
about to do to piss this or whatever this ghost.
So before the liaison having
Overheard.
overhearing this conversation at this point, wants to interject, interjects that just an FYI, we literally have no other equipment than my PKE meter.
The original
Nothing to
Ghostbusters.
capture it. We have nothing to.
The original Ghostbusters.
The original
that's right.
Ghostbusters went into a library and started their business by pissing off a ghost. So you know what? This is how I want to start. The founding fathers of this company.
Well,
I ain't afraid of no ghost.
I mean, technically, this isn't your building,
Not yet.
and
We don't know
like,
yet.
we're just investigating.
How
now.
am I supposed to know, as the president, how am I supposed to know if this is a good idea to take this building knowing it's haunted?
Sure.
If I don't know the level of haunted.
So
Well, I
as
mean, the
Leah's-
PKE, the PKE, like it's saying that's a class 1. Like it can barely manifest.
So this is my
itself.
question then. If this is a class 1, maybe what you're saying is a class 2, right? Maybe, whatever. It could
Like,
be.
very,
whatever.
very weak class
Right.
2.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Still, right? You said the words.
So my concern is
How cheap can we get this location?
well, so that's my concern is I want to know how cheap we can get the location, and then if we do decide to get it, we need to make sure that knowing that it just shut off the electrical power, the electricity,
We could have a containment issue.
unit. I don't need a containment breach that brings on Gozer, the Gozerian.
Well, I mean, Gozer was destroyed.
Yeah, but there's more than just Gozer. This was more. I'm using that as
Jesus Christ, we could catch
reference.
Satan. What if we unleash Satan?
Just
let me,
saying.
yeah, no.
Wait, guys, am I
Yeah.
summoning Satan?
We don't know yet, but you're gonna do your
All right.
thing.
So you know what? Like, we can do that and get further evidence. I mean, you have recorded it laughing, obviously, and I'm
recorded it turning off the
I'm
lights.
a Ghostbuster that knows how to read equipment and shit.
Hey, look, when we have equipment, we could use this as our first job to help this poor business owner clear this ghost by soliciting our services to them. So I mean,
This could be
really, I
John's
want to
office. This could
knowing
be
what
John's
it
office
is,
away
I
from
can-
me.
I can call the owner. He's available today. I can call the owner. We can have it. He
Let's
can
do it.
he can be right over if you need.
Yeah, let's have him over.
if you need him to.
Wait,
Let's
guys,
have-
am I still pissing this thing
let's
off
have,
yet or not?
let's have,
Yeah.
let's have, I still want Jeff to piss this off, but let's have the owner come down too, and let's have our phones out recording, everybody recording, like Graham and I have already been
Can you
doing.
call before Jeff pisses the owner off? Stay in this room, but can you call the owner while Jeff does his thing?
Yeah, sure. So I step out.
No, I said stay in here.
Stay in here. You sure? I mean,
I
like,
said stay in here. Go ahead
no
and give him a call.
signal. I got no signal in this room. Like, I got nothing.
Fuck you.
I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. I mean,
Damn it. Let's get the
so
owner in here.
so the liaison walks out. Jeff, what do you commit doing?
We all have our phones recording, by the way,
I have my phone right on you.
and I am staring at Jeff.
John's doing like pistol tricks.
No, I'm taking a selfie inside the really clean room.
All right.
Taking a selfie. But
What are
these-
you
their
doing?
Scared faces.
So what are his abilities again?
Jeff has
Everybody should have.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
should be able
see
to
that.
it.
I
All
just see
right,
bio.
then Jeff, just go ahead and.
Jeff can roll his math, whatever his
Done
special
my
math
math.
was.
A special
Yeah,
math
just
button.
be like, I'm gonna draw a pentagram.
That's if he
Alright.
chooses to. Jeff, you have to say what you're choosing to do. Okay.
Yep.
Taking
yep.
that Has a 16. So Jeff, as he's doing it, if everybody would click that link,
Uh-oh.
numbers start
Oh, I
showing
know.
up.
I know the gift without even looking at it.
Jeff is scribbling his hands in the air, and you're seeing faint equations show up, and they're all swirling around, and Jeff is just concentrated
Ian was
deeply
pulling that
on
up while
what's
we
going
were talking
on.
about it.
Honestly, I was so happy when you said like psi math, and I'm like, oh my god, the meme. So you're swirling stuff around, and you obviously are having it's connecting the dots. Like you're capable of doing this. So what are you trying to I guess every equation has a solution. What do you want your solution to be?
We want to be able to communicate.
Jeff has to say it.
I
Jeff
know. I
has to say
understand.
it.
I know. I mean, my intentions. You're very clear on my intentions. I want something in front of me.
Yeah, I'm trying to manifest the ghost out.
Like make it more visible, make it more
Yeah.
loud, or
more visible.
just visible in general?
Yeah.
Okay. So again, just numbers swirling around, and like no one else can see this but
Except
Jeff. Jeff is the only one capable of seeing these numbers. So you're just seeing him and just going scrawling in the air like crazy. But Jeff can see these numbers. I mean, he is beautiful minding it right now.
Hard.
Like
Beautiful
you
guys.
don't know if he's schizophrenic. You don't know who you just hired. He is just floating to you.
I'm floating.
No, just just high. Like you almost looks like you're having a fit. Like in this instance. So, the numbers, they all align up into a single equation, and the outcome shines bright. And you stop flailing your arms like crazy, and you see a fog, like a dense fog show up in a particular like part of the warehouse, and it's kind of floating around, but it's not doing anything. What is that? Oh my god. Yeah, that's what you guys see.
Graham, stop making fun of my seizures.
Yeah. So I look over at Colin.
We're making
I'm
fun
like,
of my math
yeah,
guy.
like I'm recording this, and I'm like, Colin, the fuck did we hire?
Yeah. Okay, so you see this dense fog. It's kind of glowing,
If
but
it works, it works.
but at this point, I'm allowing each of you to have one action before I require Jeff to roll brains.
Okay.
Oh god.
So
So we'll start with John.
Mhm.
I see Jeff doing all this
Seizure
crazy
mode.
stuff, and then Colin, and then it's like over there doing his thing, his big brain thing, and I'm just throwing cashews into my mouth. I'm just doing
Like
this.
you're missing him either.
But
You're just staring at
sometimes
the fog.
Yeah.
And you're just throwing
Well,
cashews at your
do I
face.
see the
I
fog?
got to shoot John.
Do I see the fog too, or
Yeah,
no?
everybody sees the
Oh,
fog.
everyone sees the fog.
Everybody sees the fog.
And every
Dense, it is very obvious that it's in
Okay.
the warehouse.
Okay, so now I'm aware of this, and I miss, and some cashews fall to the floor.
Okay.
That's
Is that
all
is
I
that
do.
what you're doing?
That's what
All
I'm
right.
doing. I'm just sitting there throwing
Okay.
cashews, and every once in a while, they'll fall to the floor.
Sure. Graham?
So I see the fog. And it's slightly bioluminescent. You said like it kind of
Yeah,
glows.
it has a very faint glow to it.
I see what it is. And then I look down at Jeff in seizure mode. I put my hand on his shoulder, right, to try to make some sort of connection with him. And I say, "Can you speak to it?"
Okay. Is that your action?
Yeah.
All right. Colin.
I stand there. My mouth is kind of wide open. Like I always sort of knew that I knew ghosts were real, but this is my first legit encounter with an actual ghost. So I'm excited and I'm scared, and I quietly whisper to myself, "Holy shit!"
Sorry, I'm just turning up volume on stuff.
Okay.
It doesn't fade in really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
sorry.
I just like I look towards the fog, and I ask what it like, who are you?
Okay.
Oh God! Don't ask me. Don't
All right.
ask for the.
Roll for brains.
Who?
Oh God!
Jeff.
Oh, Jeff.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Wow.
Okay, so
We are the
Hefty
dumbest
Jeff
Ghostbusters unit
being
ever.
very intent on like focusing on the map. Like Jeff isn't actively looking at the fog. He just knows that he's done the math, so to speak, and he's been focusing on this math or the psi math.
Yeah.
And he Graham comes up to him. It's like, don't speak to him. And Colin is like, oh, who speak, and whatnot. So like, there's a lot of noise going on, and Jeff hasn't had the opportunity to practice his psi math a lot. I mean, it's still very theoretical, and plus it's spiritual in a lot of instances. So that was one of the reasons that drew him, whether he knew it or not, to the Ghostbusters. And the numbers just disappear in front of you, Jeff, and the fog just.
So did you see? Did you hear anything? Did you? Fuck, dude. Talk to me.
Jeff, bring it back. Jeff, bring it back.
God, my brain hurts.
Okay.
Got Nuts McGee over here throwing nuts in his face. And you having seizures everywhere. We just want a goddamn ghost.
All right. So the liaison, while you're all talking to Jeff like that,
Might be the dumbest.
liaison pops back up and just said, "Okay, so I heard you guys yelling. What'd you do?"
Yeah,
Well-
so we summoned a fog.
That glowed. It was glowy fog.
Jeff had a seizure,
Okay.
and John
Did some
was
math
throwing nuts in his face.
equations made the ghost appear. Then my brain hurts now.
All
I'm gonna go lie
right.
down.
Well, it's good to know that there's somebody on this team that has some connections with the psychokinetic field, and whatnot. That'll be really helpful. So you guys just saw fog.
Yep.
And it was glowy.
He was glowing.
It was a little glowy. Nice. Okay. So
Oh, good.
that's pretty much just confirming that this is a class 1.
Okay.
But like,
So what does the
Again-
owner think?
so the owner, after me telling him that he needs to see the property immediately, otherwise there may be liability involved, was just like, I'll be right there. Just go, God, Jesus. So at this point, I've got you've seen the fog. He's called it out. Jeff's got a headache now. And you know that the real estate or the landlord, sorry. The landlord is going to be there shortly. What do you guys do now?
I gotta take a leak. I'm gonna do this in character in real life. I gotta go to the bathroom.
All right, roll
Where's
a
the
cool.
bathroom?
Roll a cool.
To make sure you don't pee yourself.
Oh God. Yes,
That's funny.
it's okay. That's an
Okay.
okay roll.
You
I
shrug it off.
handled
He's like, you're just like,
correctly.
yeah, I gotta take a piss, and then you just walk away.
Yeah.
What? So we're just
So as
kind
a
of chilling.
Ghostbuster, I mean, generally when you're seeing spooks, specters, and ghosts, like most people aren't generally used to that type of thing. And I've had multiple new owners and new franchisees and employees have to use the bathroom almost immediately after seeing
Sure.
their first ghost. So it seems pretty normal. He seems to be taking it pretty good too. He didn't piss himself. That's a thing.
Yeah. So I take the cashews out of John's hands. I'm like, God damn it! You see Jeff over here. He needs something.
He needs sodium.
You're not supposed to feed a person that's having a seizure.
He's not having a seizure anymore. He said he needed to take a nap. So
do you guys check the building?
yeah, so now
anymore,
I
or-
open up the warehouse door
Yep.
and I look around the back, and I just kind of look around at the back of the building now, and I just kind of go, because all I was curious about were the tenants before, but the building was built in the 80s, but anything of interest, like how old is the land? Was anything interesting here before the warehouses were put here?
Um,
Because it was all something before these warehouses.
yeah.
And I only ask that now because we see this stuff, right? So now I'm just
Yeah,
kind of going back
yeah.
in time, like, it's not an ancient Indian burial ground, is it?
Well, honestly, I'm trying to figure out what type of difficulty check you'd need to meet to get that. Roll brains.
13.
Thank God for
Um,
Graham, the smartest guy on our team.
Yeah,
nothing
seriously.
that you'd be aware of. I mean, Leesburg has history, but you don't know anything specific.
Right.
Okay.
No, that's cool.
So I'm gonna start. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. So I've got the warehouse door open, and I look back at the other guys, and I look at the liaison, and I was like, are there any chairs or anything that Jeff can sit on while he's here? He's just laying on the floor at the moment.
I got nothing. I mean, like you see this place. This thing could, you could perform surgery in here.
Sure. So
Like,
I
there's
pick,
nothing.
I help Jeff out back to the vehicle just to lay him down. Like that's what I'm doing now.
Okay.
So it's
Thanks,
just you and
Graham.
John. Now it's just you and John.
Okay.
So,
Can you roll muscles? Okay. Yeah. You help him. John, do you want to do anything?
Yeah,
Check
so-
anything out?
I was really like amazed and like a little bit like scared and excited about seeing like this cloud of fart gas, I guess, glowing fart gas. So I'm gonna go walk over there and start waving my arms like this, and like I'm dropping cashews everywhere,
So
right where
you're
the
aware,
fart cloud
I've
was there.
I've
What is
picked Jeff
John
up.
doing? What is
I've
happening?
picked Jeff up.
Why
Just so
is
you know,
he
out
doing this?
of context, because you weren't here, right? I
Figured
picked Jeff up, and I'm walking out back to the car with him because
You
he was just
picked
laying on the
Jeff
floor.
up. Why are you carrying Jeff?
Because he was laying on the ground. He's having trouble. I'm already outside. Like, I'm letting you know. Like,
Yeah.
not-
So I'll DM this a little bit.
Liaison, what happened?
So at this point,
was
you would have
gone a
seen
minute.
Graham and Jeff walk past you, and it's very obvious that Jeff looked tired.
not doing well.
You guys had just had, your ghostly encounter, so to speak, and whatnot. And you asked the liaison. The liaison's just like, yeah, it's anything, when you don't have sufficient enough practice, anything when you're dealing with the anything psychoreactive can be emotionally draining on you, and just kind of like shut you down, at least for a couple minutes.
Did they say anything while I was in the bathroom?
Wasn't really paying attention, honestly. You guys just do stuff, and I just kind of in my own head most part.
John, what did you guys say?
I've got Jeff now back in the car. I'm just like, lay down, dude, and I'm working my way back in.
Whoa, man!
Yeah.
Whoa!
Just doing this where the cloud was, and I'm like dropping cashews everywhere.
So I've
That's all
got
I'm
Jeff.
doing.
Jeff is in the car now. I've made sure that he's secure in the vehicle, and I'm working my way back into the building.
Has the owner showed up?
As I get ready to walk, as I'm walking back into the building, and
okay,
I noticed the car pull up.
So a very frazzled, heavy-set man jumps out. Just like, Jesus, what do you mean there's liability? Did one of you guys get hurt? I'm not getting sued for this. I swear to God, all of you guys, if you did something wrong with my building, this is on you.
Sir, hello, sir. I'm Colin Crook. I'm going to be the president of the Ghostbusters company that'll be opening up in this area, and we were looking at properties.
Phooey.
And what we have found in your
It's all
property.
fake news.
Yeah, but you like money.
My property's fine.
You like money, right, sir?
What we found in your property is what appears to be, and Mr. Liaison, being the more official Ghostbuster, who checked this out for us, can confirm.
For all I know, he's a real estate agent. He knows nothing.
Is a Class 1 Spectre in this building. This building is actually haunted. We took some great cell phone camera footage of the sounds and the sights of what we saw. If you'd like to view that, sir.
All right, let's see it.
So I take out my phone and I start to show him, and I show. We go through some of the sounds that we heard, the screams, the laughter, and then we get to the point where Jeff does his Rain Man dance, and and I kind of mutter, like, I go, just trust it. I know it's weird. It's gonna be okay. And then I turn my he sees the video as the camera turns towards the corner where there's suddenly a glowing mist-like fog in the middle of his pristine warehouse. And I look up at him and I say, so do you have anything that you'd like to let us know about the property?
Jesus Christ, I'm never gonna rent this thing. I'm just never gonna rent this thing. Look,
I wouldn't go that far.
Look, you know what? Like, you guys are the Ghostbusters, right? You know what? Like, I haven't moved this thing in at least 5 years. And even the previous owner said that this one was the difficult one to sell. And I was just like, okay, whatever. Some crackpot that doesn't know how to sell property.
Why was it so difficult for him? What did he say?
I don't know. I didn't care. The guy just, the guy looked like he just wanted to, I got it like practically a fire sale. The guy just wanted to dump it off. I just thought he was a, bad businessman and an idiot. But, I haven't had, I've thrown, the top real estate agents.
He was one of them goddamn liberals, wasn't he? Right, sir? Yeah.
I had a hunch.
Yeah, I understand. I really do.
So, look, if you guys are the Ghostbusters, from what I've heard, you guys catch ghosts. That's what you do. Like, look, how about this? If you guys lock yourself into a contract, I'll knock off your monthly. I'll knock off your monthly for $100.
$100?
Yeah.
To catch
and you're
class. So
we got to catch this ghost.
Yeah.
We got to pay you for us to catch this ghost.
So, and I'm gonna.
Well, you're still renting the property from me.
You've already admitted that you'll never move this property. You said that part. You said the quiet part out loud. So, which not always not a good negotiating tactic. So you said the property hasn't moved in 5 years. You have willing renters that actually can solve your problem in the future. The
All right,
future
roll
problem.
convince.
Convince would be. Does he have convince or is it bargain?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a good roll, but Christ.
So at that point, he's just like, yeah, I know. I mean, that's why I'm giving you the discount for $100. Jesus. Like, I mean, that, like, you're saying you can fix the problem. I'm giving you a discount.
$100 doesn't even cover. Is that $100 a month or the first month?
$100 a month. Giving you guys a break there.
So I look at him. I look at him like, no. There's got to be an even better. There's got to be an even better deal than this.
All right.
So I'm gonna roll a bargain.
All right.
I go. I can catch this. We can work on catching this ghost for you, or I can go and tell all your tenants that your shit's haunted.
Roll. All right, so at this point, the guy's like, fine, Jesus Christ. I swear to God. But no one will hear any of this, right? Like, if you accept this offer, I'll let you, we'll all stew on this for a little bit.
You have
offer?
our word. You
All
have
right.
our absolute word.
You have.
I'll
his word.
knock off $500 a month.
So now we're at $600 a month off.
I pull Graham aside. And
So
start
if
talking,
you
I start
open up-
talking to Graham. I
Yeah,
pull
just
Graham.
make sure you open up the Leesburg location and the HQ prospects page, because that's where all the numbers are.
No, yeah, I'm looking
I
at
was
it.
wondering.
So I pull Graham aside and I start whispering, Graham, that cuts our costs down to the same as the Manassas location, with lower monthly expenses and a better commute.
Well,
Yes,
so
it's not a ghost.
is it six? No. But is it 600? Like, are we going like? Is he set on 500, or are we adding that 100 to the 500 that he said?
We can ask him, but
He's an idiot.
It's the 600.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right, so
that's less. That actually puts it below Manassas. Even with our startup costs and the possibility of having some frustration getting going with a class 1, this is the property.
Yeah, we can figure out. We can figure out the tech.
And we already know we've got work. We know there's stuff
That's
right
man.
around the corner. This is beautiful.
And we're in an area that people would be accepting of John and his fucking gun.
So I turn. All right. So I quickly turn. Yeah. So I quickly turn. I mean, we are in the richest county. That's also hillbilly rich people county. So
So like I'm like great.
Richest county in the country.
So monthly, like I said, some of the math stuff didn't like go so hot for whatever reason. Something that's not actively captured in here, which will be more captured during the vehicle purchase thing of what's happening tonight. Is monthly gas. So like monthly expenses doesn't include your
how expensive it is for the vehicle.
Right, how expensive it is to
That makes sense.
Yeah, but
maintain
so you could even say that in character as a liaison, right? Like in the sense that like this is a long drive, and I look back at you and I go, dude, I've been commuting from Fauquier County into Fairfax County for a couple of years now. I understand the cost.
All right, so we break. I turn to look at the landlord. All right, 700. We got it. It's a bit out of the way from other locations we would like to travel to, so that's just to cover a little bit more gas cost. But 700, and you have a deal.
roll cool, because you don't have bargain.
God, why are you so bad at this?
No, that's good. That's a good roll. That's a 14.
I'm keeping it at 600. Don't push your luck.
That means it's a tough sell. All right.
And I've already done my bargaining. I can't like bargain.
No.
I'm just pissing people off.
Yeah. All right.
Let's
I know
make
you
it
said
real.
600, but John here has some cashews. Easily worth $100 in that.
Eat some cashews.
John shakes the cup at him.
I look at Graham. Are you in?
Let's do it, man.
All right, we're in.
Well, I mean, you guys still actually have a a location in DC
Yeah, fuck that.
as well.
Nope.
And the liaison does want to remind everyone that we should check all our options before making a decision, because all of it has to get put in with the franchise work.
Okay, so we'll check out the.
Not to force
entertain
the situation at all.
We're gonna entertain. Yeah.
Before we're able to sign paperwork, we're told this, and I tell the landlord we're checking out a property in DC, but I go, this is this offers the best we've seen, and as long as as long as this stands, no one will ever find out about your particular problem.
All right. So everybody leaves the Leesburg location.
As I give John a Charlie horse for stealing all my cashews.
No, you're just laying. You're still laying in the car, dude.
So you guys all leave the Leesburg location. You get in the car and you start driving to the DC area.
Hey guys, I see the big white pencil.
Who?
The pencil.
It's called the Washington Monument, Graham.
It's the pencil.
Sorry, I'm pulling up.
Washington's penis.
Big and white.
That's Abraham Lincoln's dick.
All right. So
with that dick.
you guys head to South DC, kind of more warehousey. It's not next to the the Potomac, but it's definitely, you can definitely smell
It's a dump.
the area and whatnot. And you pull up to this building. You notice that it's a 2-story building, and that the liaison did say earlier that the Washington DC location is a flex space, and that there is an office above where you guys are,
And it's lawyers, right?
yes, and that the upper offices are the law offices of Ernst and Mackerel. So you guys pull up, and what do you do?
So I look over at Con, I'm like, I don't really want to be here, but I'm gonna go in and do what I've done every single time that I've been here.
Check the electrical.
You go check the electrical. You check it. Make sure the electrical.
I check it good. I check it really good.
You check it so good, you actually fix some of their problems just by looking at it. No. So at this point, the
Essentially Pikachu.
so at this point, the everything looks fine. Like you see no problems at all. Nothing. Literally nothing. Like, and in fact, I'd even go so far as to say that, like, you having researched electrical code, have researched other code too, because it's all part of the same construction type stuff as well. And you've dealt with high level electronics before. Like, you even notice that, like, the building is, like, built pretty well too.
Do I notice any other like equipment left behind or anything like that?
Nope.
Okay, it's just empty outside of a couple of rooms and a bathroom, like a large bathroom and whatever. Now, it does. As I'm walking around, I'm checking things. I notice a bathroom, and it's larger than some of the other bathrooms that we've seen. And it has 2 bathrooms. Is this one bathroom? Does this have a shower in it?
Yes.
Okay, and I'm like, well, this is actually kind of nice.
Hmm.
From what the liaison had said before, we're gonna get some stuff on us, and it'll be nice to get it washed off.
Mhm.
It could be like a decontamination room, not
Yeah.
anything special, right?
Yeah. I mean, you better be short decontaminations because we got to pay that damn water bill. But sure, this is city water now, bro.
So I notice as I'm looking around, also like, is it a blocked off stairwell? Is it one of those like kind of duplexes where it's like a blocked off stairwell to go upstairs to see
Yeah.
the attorney's office? All right.
Yeah. Like there's a door. If you look above the left side roll up door, there's a door to that stairwell too.
Yeah.
But it's mainly like an
It's all
egress.
enclosed, right?
Yeah.
I look over at the.
Is the law office open right now?
Yes.
Okay.
You know, as I'm walking around and whatever, like, is this a soundproof? Is this soundproof from the law office?
Roll brains on that one.
Roll them big brains.
Big brain boys.
Well,
You just see rafters.
roll that GED
whatnot.
brain.
I mean, you can't tell the difference between insulation or sound foam.
I just
that
know
softball in high school
that
brain.
stuff is there, and it's a plenum ceiling. But
Yeah.
that's okay.
So I hop out of the car. I'm walking around the outside of the building and I see the law office door. I just want to meet the neighbors. So I knock on the door and see.
Okay.
John,
What's up?
first one to go meet the neighbors is the people we'll be working with.
Yeah, so I
I'm John.
knock on the door and I'm like,
Walked
hey,
away.
hey, how's it going, guys?
What's
Roll a cool.
Cool.
Actually, what is your? I've got like a million things open. What's your secondary for cool?
Borrow.
don't?
Okay.
Borrow some legal
Yeah, no, just
He's
roll
gonna
cool.
borrow some legal advice for the
Yeah. It's not terrible.
So, say I shot a gun in a
You introduce yourself, albeit a little awkwardly, but nothing
Yeah.
too out of the ordinary of meeting
Yeah.
new people. And again, this is only you. I'm gonna remind that.
Mhm.
A lot of reminders, but once we're in session 1, technically, none of those
No more.
reminders will exist. So you show up, you're kind of awkward. You're like, "Hey guys, what's happening?"
I'm here. We're looking at properties. We're looking to open up a business downstairs. We could be neighbors. How you doing?
Nice.
What's your name?
Nice. So I'm Ernst.
Hey,
And
Ernst.
you know, my partner who's in a meeting right now is Mackerel.
Like the fish.
Never, I've never
eat a lot of
heard of the
mackerel.
term downstairs before, but I won't question it.
Did I say downstairs?
Yeah.
Well, you're a story above us, so downstairs.
Roll a convince. No, so
This is gonna
at
be a
this point,
thing.
they're
I'm bringing
like,
pork
"No."
monkey back.
Yeah. We have so much room for activities. So Ernst, stands up, shakes your hand, and it's like, "No, we actually heard what you guys are, what you guys are trying to do downstairs, and you guys are Ghostbusters. Like, are you the franchise owner of this? We're actually super curious about what's
No, I'm the
what's
CFO.
going on here."
I'm the CFO, so I handle all the money. So, you guys are lawyers. I'm the CFO. We could do some
Okay.
business.
You just like stick your head out the door, and just yell for Colin.
Yeah, but
So
my boss is
I-
downstairs.
I walk up, and so they go to that. I walk up to the front. I'm about to go into our entrance to the building, and I watch John having run up to law offices,
like a
walk
toddler.
right in, and I stop for a minute, and I have a thought of, do I go in and assist Graham, or do I go upstairs and prevent damage? I decided to go find John and see what happened. And so I go up into the law office and I walk in.
Hey, Colin, this is Ernst. Colin, Ernst.
Hi, Ernst. So what
Hi.
have you guys been talking about?
Well, we were, I was admiring his vocabulary. And
Thank you.
we were talking about, what you guys are trying to do here. Ghostbusters, huh? I'm pretty into the occult myself. Mackerel thinks I'm an idiot, but I love this stuff. Like, this is awesome.
That's really cool. Yeah, we felt like this would be a great opportunity to jump into it. This is definitely where history was made, the DC metro area. So there's gonna be some paranormal.
Yeah, and there have been. I've even heard the stories around here. There's like, the dead presidents is an actual thing now.
When I was a kid, I did a ghost tour of Old Town Alexandria.
Yeah, I think we all did.
I think everybody's done that. It's
Like,
an amazing
everybody does it.
I haven't done that.
Now that, woo.
John, you should.
And all
While you
legitimacy,
guys
notice
are
character.
talking, because I can't tell the difference between insulation and whatever. I grab a broom and I start banging the ceiling.
I'm just gonna say the ceiling's too high.
It's too high. Okay.
It's like a 20 foot. It's like warehouse.
Oh, thank
Okay.
you.
It's like a 20-foot ceiling.
Okay, that's fine.
Wait. As I see Graham can't hit the ceiling, I come in and try to lift him up so he can hit the ceiling.
All right, so I'm going to ask.
Make him roll muscle.
No. Jeff, I need you to roll muscle. Graham, I need you to roll moves.
I got lift.
This is bad.
Oh, lift, yeah. Okay.
Dang.
Well, so I know that Jeff wants to pick me up, right? But I don't want to be picked up. I just outright say it. I don't want to be picked up. But what I do want to do is I'm like, fine. I'm just gonna throw the broom at the ceiling.
All right, Jeff, do you continue to try to lift Graham up?
I see he struggles with this, so I stop.
All right.
Oh,
Graham, roll moves. Anyway.
No, I have an ability called throw.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you throw it and hits the roof.
All right, and do I notice like it make a reverberating sound, or is it just like
Here, echo in an empty warehouse.
sure? So I look over at Jeff and I go, "Do you think they heard that?"
Should we do it again?
Yeah, one more time.
Same thing.
It's like, oh, I don't know where Colin and John are, but
So at this point, going back to the upstairs real quick, with Ernst, John, and Colin, as you guys are talking, you hear a muffled,
Did you hear that?
and
This place is haunted, man.
I don't think this place is haunted.
And the Ernst is like, oh yeah, no, this place is totally not. I like this stuff too. I've done my research on the Ghostbusters as well. Again, I love the Ghostbusters.
Hey, Colin, show
super
him
into
the video of the glowing fart cloud.
Oh man, you'll appreciate this. You'll love this.
Will like this.
Glowing fart cloud? What do you mean glowing fart cloud?
Looking at a property, and we got to see it was not a glowing fart cloud, but it was a mist. It was a Class 1 Spectre, according to the liaison, to our Ghostbusters liaison. He was using his.
Oh, you have a Ghostbuster here?
Yeah, and he actually used his PK here, which was absolutely cool. Absolutely coolest thing we've ever seen. And but yeah, here's this video.
All right, so he looked at it and he's just like, oh shit, I gotta get Mackerel in here. Oh goddamn. So at that point, you hear them go, you hear him go into like a meeting room where there's just Mackerel, and he's just, it's obvious he's like talking to someone, but there's nobody else in there, so like a phone conference or something. And it's immediately like they almost start arguing. Like it's very, very quickly that they start arguing. Mackerel is you look over and you see through the conference glass. You see that Mackerel is definitely an older gentleman, and Ernst is not as old, but definitely not elderly, so to speak. When you compare the two, you just saw two. Ernst just looked like an old lawyer, but when you actually see them next to each other, it's like, okay, this guy's probably in his 50s and the other guy's in his 70s. Okay, so you guys are in the office, or in their office. They're kind of arguing with each other. What do you do?
What are they arguing about? Like, what do I hear?
Just muffled noises.
This is your chance. Do you go closer and listen, or do you slink away, going, "This is awkward"?
Well, I look at John and I say, well, Ernst seems pretty cool. He seems
Yeah.
pretty down with our stuff. I
Yeah,
mean, that would
seriously.
it'd be nice to have a little bit of an ally. And not gonna lie, having a lawyer that's on our side could be beneficial with how things have gone so far.
Oh, you're making a reference to what happened last week. Yeah, sorry about that. I wasn't thinking.
It's okay.
But
It
yeah,
happens.
I mean, I
it
want to
doesn't
meet, I
but
want to
it
meet
happens.
Mackerel. Like we met Ernst already, and I like Mackerel, so
Yeah. I actually really
You
want to
get-
meet Mackerel too. I mean, if we're gonna be here, if this is actually a potential location, which is gonna be tough
It's
to beat the
expensive.
Leesburg.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough to beat the Leesburg place, but it needs to have some benefits, and one of the benefits is gonna have to be the lawyers. So
Yeah.
we need to make sure they're good people.
I agree. Yeah, we should go meet Mackerel.
So I start walking a little bit closer to see if I can hear the argument and maybe introduce myself as I move in a awkward but casual way.
roll cool.
My rolls have been bad. Yeah, my rolls have been bad.
Okay, so you aren't sneakily doing it. You just look like a guy that's walked past. Like if you were to go into a restaurant and you were to quickly walk past there's no designated line where it says employees only, but you're not really supposed to be there. And you act like that. You act like you're not really supposed to be behind a certain line, that you're kind of encroaching, but you continue to move forward. And Mackerel looks over and just locks eyes with you and looks over to Ernst. You hear, muffled yelling. He gets up. Ernst, opens the door for him. Mackerel goes, "And what the fuck are you doing?"
So hi, my name's Colin.
I'm John.
Yeah. Ernst is telling me he saw some friggin' fart cloud or something. You're gonna be Ghostbusters in here? You kidding
Yeah.
me? There's gonna be sirens constantly? No.
Sorry, Mary's bringing something. Okay, sorry, out of character. Mary's bringing me something. So no. I think that's a little reductive of what's going on. So yes, we are Ghostbusters, and we're looking to rent the property, rent the space below you, and we wanted to come up and say hi and get to know you guys, since this is something that this is a potential location for us, and it's such a great location being in DC with all the history and the potential business for us here. And we were talking to Ernst, and he told me how he's a true believer in the paranormal.
Yeah, he's also an idiot.
Well, we were showing him. We actually, at the last property we were at, we had some activity. We had a Ghostbuster liaison with us who's helping us get our franchise set up, and he tested it and found it to be a Class 1 Spectre. And so we have all this video that we took while we were there, taunting it to kind of get more proof of what was going on at the location. And it's kind of a cool video with lots of screams, laughs, and a glowing mist appeared in the corner of the room.
Fart cloud.
It's not a fart cloud.
So Mackerel is, he's still pretty pissed off. Do you show him the stuff and whatnot? You do?
I do. Yeah. Sorry, I
okay.
show it.
Sorry. Yeah.
And then
I couldn't hear you.
And when the sounds come, I try to be extra convincing. When I point and go like.
Okay. So at this point, Roll a convince.
God, my rolls have been bad.
That's not
It's
bad.
not an
Oh,
awful
it's
That's
roll.
weird,
pretty
isn't it?
good.
Yeah. So,
Got the super
at this
Pikachu
stage,
edition rolls downstairs.
he's saying like, okay, you know what? I'll say something's definitely weird about this, but I'm a lawyer. I live in the land of logic. How do I not know this isn't doctored? How do I not know that you guys aren't just trying to bamboozle us for whatever gain? Like, how do I know this? And at this point, Ernst is all like, come on, Jesus Christ, Mackerel. Like, retire already, you old bastard. And whatnot. It's very obvious there's tensions. There's tensions between the two. And then they start arguing about like, I'll retire when I feel like you can take this firm to the next level.
I'm not looking we're not looking to bamboozle anybody. We're not looking to take money from you or anything from you. We just wanted to meet potential roommates, basically, is the best way to look at it. Or
Yeah, we want to be good neighbors. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're so that was really all this was. I go, we're not here to fool anyone. We're not here to say there's a ghost when there's not a ghost. We want to, our methods are to investigate, prove the appearance of it, and then trap and contain, just to make sure that people live normal, happy lives without the presence of these interfering, menacing spirits.
So at that point, Mackerel's just listening to it, and I wouldn't say he's like semi-convinced, but he's just not fully there. Like he's a tough crack, or a tough nut to crack. And whatnot. And he just says, if you guys, you know what? It is within your legal right to rent that space. But Washington, D.C. has very strict sound laws, and I know the EPA director in this particular area
Oh god.
personally. If you guys fuck anything up, your ass is grass.
Oh.
Okay.
And Ernst is like, oh, Jesus Christ. And it's
Well,
like,
it's nice
you
meeting ya.
guys, let me talk to him some more. Like, he's being an asshole again. And at this point, Mackerel's just like, fuck you, and then walks off, and Ernst follows him to it. At this point, it is very apparent that you are not welcome in their space at this current moment.
We are 50% not welcome in their space at this.
Yeah, I say, nice to meet you, and I walk back
We
out.
have time on our side. Mackerel doesn't have that.
So while they're upstairs doing their kind of thing, I talk to Jeff and I'm like, hey, dude, if you take one side of the building, I've already checked the electrical. Can you just kind of look around to see if the last building was really interesting. Can you walk around and either, start inside, walk around outside the building, see if you see anything, notice anything. I'm gonna do the same thing, and then we'll meet right back in the warehouse.
All right.
Jeff, we want you to do that voodoo that you do.
Jeff, can you guess it would be a brains? Yeah.
Because we're
Can
just
you
investigating the area at this
Yeah. So can you roll brains?
Oh god.
Okay. So you notice that
Seven.
that far right room, like in the back, that's has an outside connection too, but like it's just that far right room. And you see like what looked to be 5 or 6 letter, like the boxes that hold like documents and whatever.
Yeah.
I forget what they're called. Letter boxes.
Baker's
And you
boxes.
just see them stacked into the corner.
Iron
What'd you
Mountain
say?
box. It's Iron Mountain. That's usually what we call it.
Usually folder boxes.
Folder
Folder.
box.
Okay. Well, you guys, does everybody get what I'm trying to say though?
Yep.
It's just like
Yep.
you see these
Yeah.
boxes and they're obviously filled with documents in the corner.
All right. Well, so Jeff walks one way, I walk the other way around the building to see if he's starting inside working out, and I'm going outside to come back in. Do I notice anything outside as I'm walking around?
No, actually. Just the flex space is a single building. It's not like a row or anything else like that. It just has a tenant above it. You're like in the heart of, warehousing areas. You see, typical stuff, like you've seen everywhere else. Auto body shops, you see a hairdresser in one, insurance salesman, just,
But nothing
like
out
all
of the
walk away.
ordinary for DC.
Nah.
All right. Nothing that I need to roll for.
No.
Okay. So I walk around the building and as Jeff approaches me, because I asked him to do that.
Yep. The only thing I saw, Graham, was a few folder boxes.
Did you look in them by chance?
I did not.
Well, let's walk on over and take a look at these. Where did you find them?
In this far back room with the other door that goes outside.
Sure, I'll follow you. All right, so we're there
Graham.
now.
Yep.
And where
you
are
guys
they?
enter the room. Graham, you see, Jeff, since he notified you that there are these boxes here, and it's like,
So I start
like,
opening the boxes. What do I see?
Roll a brains. You see it's definitely the letterhead of a law office, but it says the law offices of Mackerel.
So I look over at Jeff and I say, the tenants here are Mackerel and Ernst. Why is this just Mackerel? How old are these documents?
Jeff, roll brains too. That way I can just.
Am I rolling another?
No,
Just
I'm
go.
just gonna keep your roll for you inspecting
Oh
these
God! Like that's the absolute worst.
That's a
roll.
critical fail.
Yeah.
I literally
I
don't
look at
think
some
it's
paperwork,
worth
my brain hurts now.
He catches the boxes on fire.
Jeff's brain, even
This
when
is
he's not
literally
trying,
friggin-
numbers start flashing before him and catch the boxes on fire. No.
This is literally
I can't
Eric
stop
himself
the
in
math,
confusion.
guys. I can't stop the math. So at this point, Jeff walks over and trips and just knocks all the documents everywhere. I mean the entire, like, they're just everywhere now.
Jeff, I've decided you are Rain Man.
So so Jeff fell over, and this
Yeah.
isn't the first experience with Jeff falling over, so I just kind of let him lay there. And I start looking at the documents some more. I want to see how old these documents are, because I noticed that like a lot of them just keep saying Mackerel, 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 Mackerel. I don't notice anything that says Ernst, and it makes me wonder if Mackerel's just going to keep coming down here and storing his crap in our place.
Sure. So you notice that they, out of the documents that you pick up, the youngest document is about 6 years old.
The youngest document.
Mm-hmm.
So the most
The
recent.
rest are older. Yeah, the
right.
most recent document.
I go, huh, interesting. So I start, in no particular order, I just start putting all these documents back into, just cleaning up.
Sure.
Because, find it, put it back the way that you found it, right? The best that you can.
Best you can. Right, right.
And so I look down at Jeff and I just kind of, do you need any help?
It'd be much appreciated.
How about next time you don't trip over your fucking self and knock the table over? So I help him up, and as I'm helping him up, I go, where the hell are Colin and John? Do you know?
So at this point, I'll segue because split group here. I'll segue. You're picking up paperwork. You're thinking. You're saying like, like, why am I the only one picking this up? And Colin John, Ernst and Mackerel are having a very lively debate in an area. It is very obvious that Ernst is on your side and Mackerel is not. Or at least he's like passively not. It's one of those situations where like if you bother him, he won't be on your side. But if you don't bother him, he won't bother you.
That's fair.
Yeah. So what do you do? What do you guys do?
I look at John and I say, I think, I was hoping to get more information from these guys, but maybe we should come back up in a little bit after they've talked. We should probably go see what the other two are doing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's feeling kind of weird in here. Weird energy. I don't like it. I feel uncomfortable. Let's go down.
Yeah.
Did I take out my gun?
Yeah. We should probably leave before you shoot things that are confusing and weird to you.
He said he was going to retire anyways.
In all seriousness, we should probably go and check out what the other two are doing. I mean, this isn't our property.
Yeah.
We're going to be looking at the other place anyway.
Yeah.
So I leave, and we had to go find Graham and Jeff.
Okay. Where specifically do you walk to?
So we walk down into
It'd be the main entrance, I assume.
yeah, I guess it'd be the main
warehousey area.
Yeah, wherever the entrance was we came in from, we walked
Okay,
out.
where the roll-up doors are.
And
Yeah.
Jeff and I are in that back area where the boxes are.
And Jeff is
Alright, so-
unconscious, right?
No.
No, he's just lying there.
I've helped him up.
You helped him
I've
up.
helped him
Okay,
up.
yeah.
I'm cleaning.
Yeah. So at this point, Colin and John, you go into the warehouse area. It's very obvious that like Graham and Jeff are not there. And Liaison is, just kind of dicking around on his phone.
Hey man, so where are the other two? Where's Jeff and Graham?
I don't know. I heard some noises like in that direction or something. They probably got into something they shouldn't have.
Okay. I appreciate your due diligence and your super, awareness of the situation.
Well, I'm really glad because we at Ghostbusters International appreciate a good.
What a canned response.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just
All right.
walk away.
And he goes back on his phone,
I
picking up the sweet maymays.
so I head towards the direction that he vaguely pointed to,
Yeah.
which is the area that Graham and Jeff are in. There was some noise, and I see Jeff Jeff has been helped up, but he looks dazed and not well.
Again, and you're like,
And you walk in and they're still picking stuff up. Like
There's
there's
just stuff everywhere. And I'm like, what did you do?
oh, we're just having a paper party in here, Colin. Paper party. It's great. No, Jeff noticed some documents and he tripped over himself. And instead of just falling gracefully, he flung himself everywhere like a whale out of water. It was wonderful. So we're cleaning up, but I did notice on these documents, where were you guys first off? Like where?
We were upstairs talking to Ernst and Mackerel, which was
That's
actually
doors.
Wait, you were upstairs? This is awesome. Did you guys hear like a thud or anything like that?
Yeah, the place is haunted, Graham.
I threw a broom at the ceiling twice.
well. So the place is not haunted. That's good. Don't throw brooms at the ceiling.
But you didn't answer me. Did you hear it?
Yeah. Because that's a normal thing to hear when someone throws a broom at the
Well,
ceiling.
it just means that it's not insulated, dude. We don't want to deal with that.
Okay.
The lawyers upstairs. For all we know, they just want to get rid of us.
So it was we had a good talk, but that's actually a good point. We had a good talk with the lawyers. Ernst is 100% on our side,
So
super
cool.
into the occult. Like it's a hobby for him. 100 thinks it's awesome that we're doing this. We have at least an ally in this lawyer. The problem is his partner Mackerel, who seems to be the older of the two.
Wait, you said Mackerel, right? Look at all these documents. They don't have Ernst's name on them at all.
How old are these documents?
It looks like the most recent is from 6 years ago, but most of them are much older.
Okay, so they may have been before they were partners, but that's something good to know.
But then why is he using this place as a storage facility? He's
I
not
don't-
even paying for it.
But he is 100% not a fan. And he's told us that, he can't legally stop us from renting it, but if we did, he would hold us accountable for any noise we make because of strict DC noise laws.
That sounds like a pain in
Alright.
the ass.
So I'm bored with this conversation, and I'm gonna walk off and go find the Ghostbuster liaison, and
Sure.
I'm just gonna start shooting the shit with them, like just chatting.
The poor
Before we
liaison.
start, is there anything you want to talk about in particular, or are you just kind of killing time?
I'm just killing time, and I casually mention, I say, hey, what app are you using there? Is that a dating app or what is that? Is that like Tinder?
Bumble.
A Bumble. I've never used that one before. Cool, man. So like,
I'm just looking for friends,
oh,
not for fucks.
oh, okay, okay. Well, you're looking for friends. There's a guy upstairs. He's totally into the Ghostbusters. If you like Friends, Bumble.
Aren't they lawyers?
Yeah, they're lawyers, but I mean, one of them is really cool. I think his name was Ernst. Yeah, Ernst.
Okay.
He's really cool. He likes Ghostbusters. He's really excited about seeing our halogen fart glass thing floating around, and he was really cool into it. But his partner is an asshole. But
I mean, from what we've dealt with, most lawyers are. I mean, Ghostbusters International almost got shut down by a bunch of lawyers.
yeah, he was saying
so at
something
this
about
point,
EPA and yeah.
yeah, like the EPA, the Sedgwick sued the hell out of them.
So I look over at Colin while you guys are having these conversations, and I just tell him, I'm like, dude, it looks like it's just a mess in here, and we're gonna have to deal with lawyers upstairs. I'm not interested. The electrical and all that seems fine in this building. It's not worth it to me.
I'm concerned. So I get that on a renter side piece, but I really like Ernst.
Well,
Really
you
like,
have a phone, you can text him. That's great.
but I'm concerned for our new buddy and occult fanboy that there's something weird going on because of why is Mackerel, his business, his partner, keeping all of this paperwork hidden down here?
Sure. Well, you know what?
Not to lead the witness here, lawyer pun.
Well, then I'll just go over
do you
Colin and
check
be
the
like, if you're so
paperwork, Colin?
concerned about your friend, why don't you just tell him upstairs right now?
Like, do you check the paperwork too? Like, is everybody checking the paperwork?
Well,
Yeah.
I've just told. I'm told.
Yeah, I want to take a look and see what kind of stuff it is because I want to make sure that my new buddy Ernst is okay.
Yep.
All right, and while it's all happening, I whisper in Graham's ear. Do you want me
What
to
am I
look at
rolling,
the paperwork for them?
brains? And
You're rolling. Yeah, you're gonna roll brains. Yeah, you're gonna roll brains.
oh, good. Nothing.
That's not awful.
Normal.
You looking at these documents? Are you looking for anything in particular?
Just anything that could be damaging to my boy Ernst. Anything that would be that could hurt that could hurt him. Anything that would be bad for him in the partnership.
Okay. You just see spreadsheets.
Oh, CFO.
Oh God.
He's just yelling now, and so I'm like, Colin, turn it down, dude. It's a small room.
Oh, CFO.
Okay, so I hear I'm
Gotta look at these.
talking to the liaison. I hear my boss calling, so I'm gonna go meander over there, even though I don't really want to be in that room talking about whatever they're talking about,
Sure.
just because it doesn't pertain.
Doesn't
to me.
he have any special abilities for spreadsheets or government work or
Nope.
anything like that?
Nope, I got brains of 2.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
sure.
both Colin and him have psychoanalysis.
Oh fuck! I should have used that earlier. Jesus, I totally forgot. Anyways, so I walk over to Colin and I ask him, "Hey, what's up? Did you call me?"
Yeah. So we're looking at these documents, and they don't have they don't have our buddy Ernst's name on this at all. It's just law offices of Mackerel. I
Yeah.
think it's from before they were partners, but without knowing them better, it's hard to say. But can you take a look? It's just a bunch of spreadsheets, and since you are our CFO, I'm hoping you can figure this out.
I'm getting a name badge made that says CFO on it.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So let me roll. What
The
now?
brains.
Brains.
Oh,
Ooh,
good.
That's not awful.
that's like the best I've had.
9. Yeah, it's a 9. I'm gonna give you, because it's specifically to do with like tax documents. I'm going to give, because of your background, I'm just gonna give you an edge
Okay.
on it. Not as much as what you would do with 3 extra dice rolls, but I'm just gonna give you a little bit of an edge, and you know that these are tax, tax paperwork and like budgetary and like money moving and stuff like that, but you can't discern specifically where this money is moving or really anything from it, but you understand these to be like balance sheets and summaries.
Okay. So do I see that? I don't see anything like abnormal about them. Just that money's being moved around from place to place.
Yep.
Multiple transactions, or
Yeah, I mean, like you see these documents.
Does he see where the money's moving from and to? Okay.
okay.
Can't
So
connect the dots because the paperwork.
I tell Colin, hey Colin, so these look like tax documents, probably from our friend Mackerel, and money's being moved around. That's all I can really tell you without
Okay,
getting
so I'm gonna ask, because you're both conversing about this. I'm gonna ask that you both roll a psychoanalysis on the situation. And this is more like, again,
God, I've
session
had
zero.
rolls.
Session 0 is going to be a lot of
I mean, it's a good roll with a ghost die.
right, but session 0 is very much me helping you guys get into like what your characters are capable of doing. Like,
okay.
I don't think many of you have played Dungeons and Dragons in the past or a tabletop game
It's my first
before.
time.
This is just to show that you're capable of doing something. So this is a little bit of a guided tutorial.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm still
That's fair.
allowing you guys to fail during this. So you two are both talking about, like, Mackerel's, and Colin, you kind of touched base on this earlier. You both are talking about like Mackerel's attitude. You're talking about the fact that there are documents down here that date before the partnership. Obviously, like, you both recognize that Mackerel is absolutely hiding something in these documents, but you guys can't connect the dots.
That's fair.
And they're the only two that realize that because it's psychoanalyzed.
Right, because they have dealt with Mackerel in person.
We have more knowledge.
So just like they're like, what are they doing?
Like, what are they talking about? You don't know, like, you don't know necessarily where the conversation's going, but you guys have connected the dots that Mackerel is hiding something in these documents, and he doesn't want people to rent this place out because of something.
Colin, I don't like how all of this looks. I can't really put my finger on it, but I don't like how this looks. And based on the guy, he's kind of an asshole. I mean, he could be your garden variety, but these numbers, money's moving around way too often. I don't know.
Yeah, this doesn't feel good. I think we need to go upstairs and talk to our buddy, and just at least let him know.
I hear you say that, and I hand you a box, and I say, "Take this with you."
Okay, so I'm looking at Colin and I say, well, they obviously don't want us in there right now. Mackerel is really angry with us, and he didn't want us around, right? I was talking to the liaison, and our buddy upstairs, Ernst. He wants to meet a Ghostbuster, probably. He's into that occult shit. So let's kind of connect them together, and maybe we can. That's our way in.
This is a good. I like this. We can maybe see if we can get him to come down here to meet the liaison.
Oh,
and if he can,
or that.
If he can come down to meet the liaison tonight,
yeah,
just go up real quick to say bye. Say thank you. It was nice meeting you. We'll be real polite. Not to piss off Mackerel any more than he's pissed off.
Okay.
And I'll even say something that it looks like we're probably not gonna. I don't know if we're gonna take this place. It's a bit pricey for us. Whatever. To try and lower the tensions.
Okay.
And then we'll see if we can get Ernst to come down so that he can talk with the liaison a bit, and then we can kind of show him what we're seeing.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, smart play.
So I guess we John and I head back up to the front door to the law offices of Ernst and Mackerel.
Okay. You head up to their offices, and you can still hear that they're yelling at each other.
So I walk in, tentatively, not knowing that the situation is a bit tense, but really wanting to make sure that my buddy's okay. I walk in, I'm kind of sheepish. I sheepishly walk.
They're in the middle of yelling at each other, and you walk in.
Yeah, in the middle of yelling, and I say "Hey guys, I know not to interrupt. I just, we're gonna be leaving here soon. Place is a bit expensive. Don't know if it's really a place we're gonna be sticking around in. Doesn't look like it's the right fit for us. But we really appreciate the hospitality and that you talking with John and I, and would love. And we know that I understand Macro, you're not into this, but Ernst had expressed some interest in meeting the liaison because he is, and I just didn't want him to miss this opportunity because I have no idea when this will come up again. And, Ernst, I really think you should come down here and take your chance to meet this Ghostbuster.
Roll cool.
Should I roll convince?
Cool.
Yeah, because Mackerel's standing there right now.
Cool. Well, you just at this point.
That's good.
You're trying to be
walked in.
Yeah,
you just walked into an argument.
Okay.
So Mackerel just is okay, now you're trespassing. And Ernst is oh my god, shut up. No, fine. You know what? They're allowed. They're my guests. And at that point, Mackerel's just fuming, and he gets up, leaves the conference room, slams the office door, and whatnot. And Ernst is just I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to deal with this whole Ghostbuster thing at the current moment. I've got this real shit partner, and the only reason I'm with the guy because he's a. He helped me get through law school through a favor through my dad. And, now that my dad's gone, it's DC's just difficult to get any sort of clout in whatsoever. And he has some of that clout. I hate it here, but at this point, I don't think I'm in the mood.
I'm sorry you feel that way, man. But, we just thought we were talking about you in a good way downstairs, and we just got some really good vibes off of you, and you're a true believer, we're a true believer, and we share that in common. And I was talking to the liaison, and he was looking on Bumble for friends in the area. I don't know if he has any long-term plans,
nice.
to stay around. And I know it's hard. What, you lost your dad, or like he passed away, or he's just somewhere else?
I mean, he passed away, a couple years ago.
Oh, sorry.
He
Sorry to
was
hear that.
extremely old man. Also,
Yeah.
I mean, he died in his led a really good life.
Well, he sounds pretty cool, and you're pretty cool.
I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Yeah, why don't you come down? Only for like 5 minutes. We'll go meet this guy. He's,
This is gonna be worth it, even if it's just like John said, couple minutes of your time. You're not gonna need to do anything more than that. Like just to exchange contact information
he's got a
the
PKE meter. Have you ever seen a PKE meter before?
I only heard about them, but
coolest thing in the world. But yes,
He's
fine.
got a genuine one.
I'll come on down. I'll come on down, meet the guys. I mean, I'm sorry that
No, I mean, you
like-
can't control actions of other people.
Sure.
Yeah.
So at this point, I guess all you guys walk down to the warehouse area, meet up with the liaison. It's obvious that Ernst is, kind of geeking out and meeting someone from Ghostbusters International, but it's also very obvious he's just disappointed that, it's very unlikely that you guys will take this space. What do you guys do? So right now he's just talking about ghosts and other neat things that the Ghostbusters
I'm still
have done in
cleaning
New York.
the mess up in the back room.
So we lead him down, and we conspicuously walk him through the area where all the old files were being cleaned up by Graham. And I just turn to him and I say, "Hey, Ernst, something that we found down here. I just didn't know if maybe you want to take a look at it. We found a whole bunch of file boxes that say Law Offices of Mackerel. I'm not sure if it's before you guys were partners, but I thought it was a little weird that they were hidden down here in this empty rental space out of the law office. I don't know if you knew about them, but
no, I mean that was before we partnered.
It's a lot of financial stuff, so I'm kind of, I didn't know if you wanted to take a quick look, see what this stuff is in case we did decide to come here.
Yeah,
Sure,
and I point out the money moving around and things that I saw.
Sure, I mean I'm not too good at math or anything and like figuring that sort of stuff out. But I mean, we have corporate clients constantly. I mean, we just give our stuff to accountants now. But I mean, I think Mackerel used to do his own accounting before. I don't know.
I chime in because I see him in the room and I'm cleaning up, and I'm like, why? It's cool that you're defending him and all, but why is he hiding this from you? Did you even know this was down here?
No, and honestly, like, this is all a favor. Me even partnering with the guy was all a favor for my dad. So like, I just, work with the guy.
Sure. So you cool if we just take these then?
Because if you want to get on Mackerel's bad side and he knows a lot of people, I would really suggest you don't. He obviously put him down here for a reason.
What was that for?
He's looking through the documents.
Okay.
To see if he could see anything. I don't have a character sheet built out for him yet. So he looks through them and he's just like, why is he keeping, like, I can't make sense of this math. Like, is anything in order here? Like, I thought Mackerel was much more organized than this. And just none of it's really making sense. And it's just like, I just think these things are old tax documents and he's just storing them down here. I don't know why he would. I mean, we have a storage location, that we both have keys for, like why he'd put them in this building, and whatnot. But I'm not a math guy.
That's fair.
Doesn't that make you feel a little concerned?
I mean, it does, but I can't do anything about it right now. I mean, I can talk to him later, but I just imagine he'd have some sort of injunction immediately set up for it.
Do you know any math guys that could look at this before you
Not
go to them?
not immediately. I mean, it could be a while before anything definitive comes up because, if Mackerel finds out I'm investigating his previous, tax documents, he's going to be on me. And let's be real, I'm not really good at hiding this stuff.
Jeff, I remembered earlier you said you were really good at math. Can you do your like beautiful mind thing on this shit?
It's really fun to watch. Seriously, like it's the greatest thing in the world to watch.
But don't try to feed him cashews while he's doing it.
Choking hazard.
I've never seen anything like
Alright.
it.
Are you
Yeah,
doing
let
it,
me
Jeff?
see if let's see if I can Rayman this.
All right.
God.
Ooh.
He doesn't.
Well, I mean, it's the 19th, so at this point, like, his not as vigorously as before, but he starts, shaking his hands around, and Ernst is like, "Is he okay?" At this point, but
just wait
all you
for it.
see, Jeff,
Yeah,
is
dude.
you're, like it's like a Sherlock Holmes type thing. You're looking at documents and you're seeing text kind of float in front of you and moving around and all this stuff. And these all these numbers are moving, and like something happens that like you get this strong sense that the numbers don't add up, that things aren't balancing.
All right, Jeff. What do you say?
So, I'm looking at these tax documents, and nothing's adding up here.
Like, what do you mean by not adding up? Like, you were just like you were standing in front of the boxes and like waggling your arms around, and then you just tell me something's not adding up. Something seems. What's going on? What's going on here? Now you guys are like, are you guys insulting my intelligence? Like,
Yeah,
We're not insulting your intelligence. Jeff is like Rain Man, and he's really good at discerning math problems in a very specific way, or math situations in a very specific way. But he can't, like his explanations of it are not always going to be the best. But what he's telling
He's
you is
psychokinetically in tune
What
with
he's
the
telling-
physical manifestations.
what he's telling you is the truth. Something is wrong with these documents, and you really need to have them looked at by a third party accountant, because something doesn't feel right about this partnership. And we want to tell you this because we don't want to see you get hurt because you're a boy.
Sure. Yeah.
One of
No.
us.
I mean, roll a convince. Yeah. So like, all right. I mean, I'm assuming this is, obviously the Ghostbusters attract some, paranormal, psychokinetic traits out of some people and whatnot. I'm assuming that's what's happened. I know that there's, numerology and stuff like that, but I didn't know I didn't know that there was anything else, if that's the same thing or not. But
Jeff's
no,
like
I'm
math whisperer.
I got a question for you, Ernst. So,
Sure.
My brain was bigger.
because there's something weird going on here, right? Whatever it may be, I don't care as long as it's paranormal. But the truth is though is that we're looking at properties, and it looks like you were able to pull some favors, pull some deals to get working with Mackerel, right, through your father. But I mean, you're a lawyer. I can only assume that you're able to pull some pull some chains to make a deal, right? At the same time, wouldn't you want us around to help out if things do get a little weird?
I would love for you guys to be the guys downstairs. Like honestly, I'd love the hell out of it.
What could
Like,
you do to make the rent different?
Well, I mean, I'm not a real estate lawyer. Like, I don't do
But you
property
gotta know
law.
someone. You said you work with corporate offices all the time.
Yeah, but I mean, that's like corporate, like tax accounts and mergers and acquisitions and
This could be an
like
acquisition.
the best thing I can do is like I'm a lawyer for the Ferengi.
I
get
like that.
reference.
I like that reference a lot.
So I mean, if there's nothing that you can really do for us,
I mean, I can't do anything while Mackerel's my partner. I mean, every single thing we do, and he's just dead set on if I don't absorb his personality.
So why don't you come and join us then? We need a good lawyer.
I get paid so well here, and you know DC prices.
Well, if we need a lawyer in the future, maybe we don't do this, but maybe it could be like a tit for tat thing, right? We help you, you help us.
I mean, I'm open for the opportunity. Yeah, absolutely. But
We'd love to
I
have you
can't
as a
take on new clients, and I can't practice on my own while I'm in this partnership.
So I hear all this conversation of like psychokinetic energy and psycho whatever, right? And I remember the PKE meter and what it does. Okay, so I'm getting bored with the conversation.
Take it away. From
It's not like a disrespectful thing. It's more like my mind just kind of travels in a different direction than my body.
Involved
Yeah. So I just kind of like wander off, and I find the liaison and I say, hey, the guys are talking about psychokinetic stuff in the other room. Can I borrow your PKE meter real quick?
No, but what do you need me to check?
Can you use it?
I mean,
yeah, you don't for all you're not going to break my PKE meter.
Well, I'm not going to break it. I just wanted to borrow it since it is a talent
do you know how to
of
use
mine.
one?
I don't, but I'm sure the other guys could.
Did you take the text-based onboarding training?
I took the what is it? The text message based training. Yes.
All right, so you at least understand a little bit how to use it.
Yeah.
Answer still no. Where do you want me to check?
Okay. Well, they're talking about PKE stuff and related to like documents. I don't know how can documents have residual PKE energy on there?
Yeah, no, there's there especially when it comes to class 2, and there's also there is also a type of ghost that manifests itself based on text. I imagine it's how Jeff utilizes the same thing with numbers.
Well, I
but
mean, they're talking about all that
text is
stuff.
powerful.
Yeah.
Text is powerful.
Well, can you go check those papers?
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
So at this point, Ernst, Colin, and Graham are all talking.
Bitch is just
And
jealous by magic numbers.
and he whips out the PKE meter, and it's getting low level. It's not even like registering. Like it's like a very small spike. And he's like, okay, well, that's interesting. He's waving it around. And he gets near Jeff, and it kind of blips a little bit, but nothing that would indicate anything necessarily harmful. It's just that something psychokinetic happened near Jeff. and at that point it's like, Jeff, did you do something that I should be aware of, or are you feeling okay? Like, is everything all right?
Yeah, everything's all right.
All right. I mean, you got a little blip on the PKE here.
I just did some math.
Oh, okay. So you were practicing.
Yes.
All right. That makes sense then. I go back to John and I say, papers show nothing, but Jeff blipped, I guess, while he was doing his thing.
Okay. Well, thanks for checking.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah. I
At this
just-
point, Ernst is all like, that was fucking cool. And you know, he looks at everybody and it's just like, look, I'm literally, I mean, I'll take a look at these documents, but you know, I gotta do it quietly, and I gotta walk on eggshells because you know I can't go homeless, and you know I can't have my name smeared in this community. So you know, I'll take a look at these documents and whatnot, but that's the best I can do for you.
Perfect.
All right. Well, you know, give us a call if you see anything or something weird happens.
Oh,
know,
and if
you
you
got-
actually see a dead president walking around, pull out your phone and record it. We want to see it ourselves.
Yeah, no, I mean everybody's been trying to catch him, but like every single time, you know, it's like one of those like passing glances. You
Cool.
know, it's like you look back and you double take and it's not there anymore.
Cool. I mean, you guys probably have a security system. Just look at it occasionally, right?
Yeah, I mean there haven't been too many sightings around here. It's more near, you know, Capitol Hill and the White House and like
Sure.
where all the diplomats are. But yeah, no,
I mean, you
like
get what I'm saying.
yeah, you know, I'll talk on the down low. Obviously, you know, I'll see what info I can get.
Well, and reach out to some of your other clients as well. I mean, if they've said something, right?
Well, I'll I'll keep it on the down low.
Sure.
Let's just keep it that, because if Mackerel finds out I'm doing any of this nonsense, like there goes my, you know, like for all I know, he'll bring in another partner just to kick me out.
Sure.
Ernst, your secrets are safe with us. We just want to be able to reach out to you and kind of have a contact if we need it, and just someone, just honestly a friendly person in the area.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Well,
What are you gonna do?
I look over at Colin and I'm just like, this place seems like, you know, I guess Ernst is leaving or has left.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So I look over at Colin and I was like, seems like a nice guy, but the truth is this seems like more of a pain in the ass than what it's really worth. I'm not interested in this at all. I don't want to be in between whatever nonsense they're dealing with. I mean, I'm not good with people anyways. So, you know, screw this nonsense. If they have to come in or EPA comes on in and bothers us. I mean, you know, the OG guys, when they were around, right? When they founded things, they had lots of trouble with all of lawyers, EPA, government red tape. It's not worth it.
Like the liaison is just like,
Yeah, I'm with you. I think I think it was a good. I'm glad we came out though to go meet Ernst and get to know him, because he's been wonderful to get to talk to. But
and we got such a great deal. It's $1,700 a month for Leesburg.
yeah,
I mean, we can't. It's solid.
it really is. Yeah, I'm thinking we know where our home is going to be. Plus, we've got some work as soon as we get our stuff in.
All right.
all right. So at this point, one, how's everybody doing for time? So I know
If we could start wrapping it up, I think that 2 hour mark for me is not hard, but like by like 10:30, it's definitely harder for me. My kids wake up between 5:30 and 6 in the morning.
okay. All right. So at this stage, yeah, you guys wrap up. The liaison is saying like, okay, kind of seems like you guys have getting a hunch. You guys are kind of like in the Leesburg location. Will say that, you know, you guys won't have, you know, we can't install the equipment while there's a ghost present. So we know the ghost has to be eradicated before equipment can go into the building. You know, this has happened in the past. You know, there's nothing wrong with that, and you know, but at this point, what Ghostbusters International will do is we'll deploy. I mean, New York isn't that far away. We'll deploy, and at the friends and family discount, we will help you guys. We'll help you guys clear this building out.
What's the friends and family discount?
Free cleaning. I thought I one free cleaning.
I
The
mean,
friends and family.
Ghostbusters anyways. Can't we just do it ourselves and hold it in the trap?
So the trap only has batteries. It can only
48 hours.
Yeah, for 24 to 48 hours. 48 hours if there's nothing contained in it. 24 hours if there's something contained.
Sure. So we catch it and we drive to New York and drop it off.
What's the friends and family discount?
It's 15% normal pricing. So first time catching, for the crew, so to speak, is because they're well known and stuff, is $6,500. But it's a one-time fee, and
Massis is looking pretty good.
it's a it's a one-time fee, and with
I think we
with
save more
Manassas
money.
you have to remodel and
we
all this
save
other
more
stuff,
money. We save more money long term with
Yeah,
Leesburg.
but they could tear up the place with the proton packs.
No, they're professionals. I trust them now.
And even
This
then,
isn't their first catch.
you signed the document that we are released from all damages. Ghostbusters International is not liable for anything.
You saw
that
what
gets
they did in New
destroyed.
York, right? Like that was all over the news, man. Wait.
Okay, so
we're
I'm
more
going
lucky.
to on that thought, I'm going to say, we're ending. Something, because I was going to give more numbers earlier, but I just didn't have. You have a budget. Now, again, this is Mr. CFO that also has to come in on this.
Mhm.
And you guys can talk about budgeting and like all this other stuff if you want outside. You don't have to do it during game session.